lowering down, and we're going to come in, and I'm going to slowly work through this intro and get this crap going so we can get to moving. Did I say slowly? Just kidding. I meant very fast. Anyway, Greg, do you know who I am?
Last time I checked, you are the reigning defending PVGA fighting champion and my closest confidant, Jason T. Swinshock, a.k.a. the champ. And don't forget to make the A a 4.
Damn. And folks, I'm going to tell you who's to my left, all right? He soared with the eagles and he slithered with the snakes. Is he dead or alive? Ooh, he is the man that knows the most. And listen, girls used to be laughing. But hey, Greg, it's funny how a couple 100,000 YouTube views now all of a sudden, who's fucking blowing up your phone now? Huh? Isn't that funny how that works, right? Right. Anyway, they call him the ladies now. Might just call him the Ghost Man, the long duck dong of his generation.
What's happening?
It's the ghost named Greg, and he is the co-host, and we are. Each of us are one half of the To Be Named podcast, and when you put us together, we don't equal two, we equal magic. I used to say we used to do things like video games and pro wrestling, and yeah, you know what? That's the stuff we're gonna do, and we're gonna move right in very fast to video games. Greg, you want to take it away?
As far as the video games, there's not really a whole lot. Cyberpunk's going to probably be the next biggest release. I know that's something we've been beating everybody's heads on our podcast is about Cyberpunk. But
yeah, do that again, but be like more excited. It's a fucking big podcast.
It's hard to be excited because there's nothing really coming out for the PlayStation 4 right now. So what's there to be excited for?
Bull crap. But you just said there's nothing going on in PS4 right now, but I'm going to give you a cheap game made by Game Mill Entertainment, and they have some crappers, but they do make Nickelodeon racing karts, and I like that game, and they do make a couple good ones, but they also have some stinkers in their wheelhouse. Let's not talk about Fast and the Furious, all right? The game. Boy, disappointed, and I wanted that game to be great. But I'm going to give you a game I picked up at a Black Friday deal for $15.
$15?
Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues. Now, why I'm bringing this up to you, Greg, is you're probably
you bring it
up. Whether you're not. Now, I picked this game up because listen, when I was a little kid, there was nothing cooler than the Karate Kid. I don't know. It would have been like your Aladdin. I don't know how old it would have been like your generation's Lady and the Tramp. And let me tell you, the combat started off like that, where you just have some simple punches and kicks, and you go, yeah, this is Streets of Rage. But then you can also level up your characters through such and such of collecting trinkets and whatnot, and you can go to your dojo and train. And it's like a team. You can pick the Cobra Kai or the Miyagi Dojo. And so there's two sides. So there's two games actually in this. There's a huge map that you have to move. The story is voice acted. Yes, the sound and combat does get a little repetitive. That is the bad point. But I have so much fun with the combat because by like the third or fourth level, I am doing so much ridiculous moves that don't cost me health. Because I hate when games cost you health,
You're not doing the right moves then.
So I think it would be anybody that likes the Streets of Rage, like Ninja Turtles style, but then like you can tag out. Like you can also like tag out a member and bring another member in if someone's getting low on health. Like it's pretty cool. So that's my plug of the week on the video games. I like it.
Very funny you brought up Streets of Rage because recently I was stopped there at my buddy Chris's house. And me and Chris, we played Streets of Rage 2, and we played 3. He was a big fan of 3 because he liked the bald guy with the electric. I don't know if you've ever played 3, but for those who have, probably one of the most OP characters in the game, but still a very hard game to play, especially, like I think I was 16 when I retried to play it. I'm still struggling with it at 29. So we stopped over his house. He's got it on the Xbox. I guess it's free on the Game Pass. He's like, Greg, this is your game, and I want to get the achievements. I'm like, all right. And
Yeah.
basically, I'm carrying this kid through. Probably beat the game twice. We beat the game twice in the course of like 6 hours. It was fun. I just made fun of him the entire time because I'm over here carrying him, and then I just now I'm replaying it on PlayStation now too, because now I'm trying to get all the trophies because I'm sitting there seeing how many he's getting on fucking Xbox, and I'm like, dude, I could probably platinum this game out if I put a whole lot of effort in. So right now I'm actually playing it on hard. I'm going to focus on playing it on the hardest. Playing on hard is actually not that complicated. You just have less lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can always
it's
cheat.
the same game. You just, instead of having,
That's my brother-in-law. No matter what, it's hey, turn up to 7. I'm like, well, let's just see how hard it is normal. I like to dive in any game normal and then adjust from there. And 80% of the time, you can get through it.
I beat it 4 different times on normal. I have a game I'm playing with my brother, and him and I are almost done with it on normal. I'm like, it's time to kick it up a notch. Let's go test our skills. And I want to unlock more people. And now also, when you go up a higher skill level, your points are obviously higher as well, so you have a better chance of unlocking everybody you're trying to unlock. And I want to get. Wow. I'd like to get all the Streets of Rage 3 guys.
So you want to plug Streets of Rage 3 on our gaming news, huh?
I'm sorry, Streets of Rage will always be plugged. It's all been on my keychain.
That's more the reason to why. If you like a little more advanced version of it with Cobra Kai, if you just like to hear Johnny yell "quiet" at his students like he does on the show, it's fucking worth every penny to hear the shenanigans and Johnny and talking, and it's fun.
See, I don't
for any of you Cobra Kai fans, I just unlocked Tori for the Cobra Kai, so I mean it's fucking great, and she's a badass as well, as you know. So
I don't think you're doing the whole double dash square.
Oh yeah, there's a double. Well, there's a double.
Oh, you gotta spam it. You have to if you spam that double dash square, you can take out an entire side.
It works. That is a definite valid strategy for Cobra Kai, but also until you start leveling up your karate and you start doing some crazy over the top shit, that's really cool. But anyway, we got to move on. Another throwback game that I picked up this week: Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Fastest game. I will say this right now. It's not as robust as the recent Need for Speed Heat, which is I love that game. Me and the guys that play it have a few gripes about it, which do, but ultimately I could almost build my Honda Civic and use that in the game, and that's what I like. This is straight up some old school arcade action, and it is the fastest. I will say right now, it is the fastest racing game I have ever played. Fastest. And it's a PS4 game, but when you install it on your PlayStation 5, it gives you that option to go performance mode or graphics mode. This is a game you can run full blast graphics, and it still keeps it still looks beautiful, and it gets that euphoric so fast, you get so zoned into it, and then when you crash, it brought back those slow motion old school Burnout crashes, the sparks flying. Love it. So if you're a racing fan, get out there. If you find me, I want people to play with on this, because it's not like an open world where we're all racing together, but this is more about a bunch of high scoreboards, and you see your friends and you'll get challenged hey, your friend broke your race, your record out here on this race, but then you can also be the cops and do the busting on the racers. So absolutely great, and playing it on my PS5. I'm going to segue into that PS5 because it's what's hot.
It is the hottest thing out there. It's actually the fastest selling console right now.
And boy, these scalpers, ruining the world right now, huh? Before Christmas, how dare they?
Those are fucking scumbags, and they know it. Fucking ignorant fucks. There's no reason that anyone should be paying over the price of $550.
You just used ignorant incorrectly after I gave you a commendation for correctly using it a couple weeks ago.
I don't remember saying. I may have. I don't know. Run the tape back. But either way, it's ridiculous. there's no reason anyone should pay more than $550 for a PS5, and that's
You
including
did.
tax.
You did say it.
I believe it. I probably said it because it's how angry these people who are trying to go on Facebook or on eBay selling this shit for $1,000. Like, come on, guy, it's not. It's not worth $1,000. Whenever they get a restock, they're going to be $500. Like, you're just trying to find someone who's literally wants it right here, right now, and they're willing to pay whatever price for it. And if you pay it, you're just an idiot.
It's no one's fault but retailers and the people that are selling them. If you don't somehow have it figured out to limit quantities and beat these bots, okay. I mean, that's like someone I just was RGT plug out to him was talking about. Or maybe it wasn't him. Yeah, it was him. Like some big like this. These guys were like, there's a big like you can get on. I don't even know what this shit is like Discord and Reddit. Like you guys know all about that stuff. Like these guys would like post that they were hitting these UK retailers and like they were they were bragging, we got 10,000 the new Xbox Series whatever coming in, and they were pre-selling them on this website for like 800 because they don't go as much for the PS5s do. And then all of a sudden, like this, they figured out how to fix this, and they just sent a letter to everybody that said the maximum is like you can have is one. So if you bought more, sorry, you're getting one. And so they are capable of doing it, but somehow the rest of the world does have more advanced computing and faster internet than the United States, you know. But keep telling yourself it's we are the fastest and we're the fastest. You're not. You know, there's people that are way fucking brighter and smarter. That's the problem.
Well, I don't know if you've heard the rumor or not. Did you hear that the new Xbox X, whatever the hell, I'm just gonna call it Xbox. The new Xbox supposedly they can make a way where you can actually play PlayStation 2 games on it, and while PlayStation 5 is saying, well, we don't have the ability of backwards compatibility, but somehow Xbox is leaking out that they can. I just think that's like, I don't know if it's true or not. No one's confirmed it, but IGN reported it. And they're pretty reliable source.
Was it emulation? Because anything can emulate
they were
anything.
saying physically PS2 discs inside of your Xbox One X series.
And the ROM can read it?
That's what reports are saying.
Well, I mean,
it could be fake, but I'm just saying what I've read it a couple different times.
That's pretty cool. And it could have been just the programmer's joke to throw a reader in there.
It could be
and let it read it and then emulate it. You know, or let it run in a router. There has to be some kind of binary coder then that they had to have, because PlayStation 2 discs are they have protection.
Like the CDR discs?
Yes, so that was purposely put in there. You couldn't accidentally write some new code over here that fucking correctly does that. That's bullshit. That shows an intelligence because it would have to decode and then run the actual code behind that wall. So that's bullshit. That's built in there.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they're just saying Microsoft has it. They're saying Microsoft has the capability inside of their X series to run it. Whether they do or not, that's fantastic. Still is not going to make you want to purchase a fucking Xbox. I'm sorry, guys. And there's people going around still saying Xbox is better than PlayStation 5. And I'm like, so how many? I mean, I don't know what's really being sold out, but I can just tell you by looking at the numbers, PlayStation 5 is running away with it.
Greg, you know what I learned in 1998 about computers? And this was in 1998.
1998. That was Windows 98 at the time, I'm sure.
It was actually Windows 95 because my school didn't upgrade to 98. Came out later in the year. Then it crashed on Bill Gates Live, and I actually didn't get okay until 99, 2000. Then by then they were like, "Here's ME, Windows Me, folks, correct pronunciation." But what do I know about operating systems?
You remember Windows Vista?
Yeah.
It was a very, very brief stint.
Yeah, Vista.
I remember I went over to my buddy's house and he showed me this. I was like, I've never seen Windows Vista before. Never seen it again after that.
Windows XP was like pretty good.
Windows XP was pretty popular. Though.
It was pretty good with games. It was really easy to run games. Anyway, thanks for getting me off topic. What the fuck?
That was great. Yeah. Well, that's that's what the ghost does. He just kind of comes in and.
Oh no! Here's what I learned in 1998 about computers: is that the computer that was sitting in front of me in 1998 was more powerful than the computers that put the spaceship
Floppy
on the
disk?
moon.
Oh.
Okay, and then they showed like you could watch like a video back then on the website, and it would teach you a little bit about computers, and that's like one of the first things you learn. So when things can like when something new can do something really old, I'm not surprised. All right. But I also know, and yeah, dude, that is a super powered PC capable of graphics. Okay, that's what it's designed to do is play games. It's not a matter that it can play a PlayStation 4 game or a 2 game. It's a matter that some son of a bitch had to put a coder in there that can understand the disk. It ain't a matter of fact if the machine could or not. This is a matter of us, a programmer sneaking something in, and then everyone hushing up.
Well, that's like the thing about even the new iPhones. They have like these little chips, and they're called the Apple A14 chips, and they're literally just like my Ryzen 7 CPU chip that's inside of a phone. Something like this is capable of doing anything that you and I are currently on right now, filming this podcast.
Well,
It's
the
the
same,
world we're in. It's
the
just
same
how,
processor in the phones are
yeah.
powering the Switch, and it's capable of some. It's not as high tech as the other systems, but it's capable. I mean, if you look at Breath of the Wild, that's a beautiful game. And
Well, even the Pokemon games, for even being a cartoony game,
Yeah.
is still a beautiful looking game. But it's just where technology's at, where they can put these chips that do so much, have so much, what can I say, technology into it, and it makes something this small. Or even, I don't have my Switch, so my brother seemed to stole it, that son of a bitch. But and here
anyway,
you go.
segueing and staying on that Switch, I wanted to segue to my Switch game. So segue horn. Every time there's a great segue, I shall demand a great horn. So let's beat each other, Greg.
Like a Viking horn?
Starting now, no points, but from now on.
So Viking.
Anyway, speaking of Switch, Greg, Phoenix Rising has released this week, so it's already out if you're listening to this. And they're saying this is the game that's been on everybody's radars, the Switch nuts, that long-haired beat 'em ups kid I watch on YouTube. The RG, they're all talking about this Phoenix Rising, and they're saying, it's an Odyssey, Greek Odyssey game, but it's pretty much Breath of the Wild with a lot of cool other things. Ubisoft again game, so I might check it out. It's right now for Switch. It's between like I can't like it's Switch. It's tough to get into a good game with me and a good RPG. I like easier games on my Switch, and I might have to just go with the Hyrule Warriors Calamity. But boy, I'm so tempted to get into this Phoenix, man. It's and they're saying good things about it right now. So
I've been dying to play my Switch. Currently, my Switch is abducted.
yes, I know your brother.
It is a son of a bitch.
Remember when he was going to be on the podcast and never shows up? Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he can take my Switch.
You know who's always here, Greg, for you? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
We can't call what's that word? Or what's that acronym? I forget. Greg's brain went off to a different world, different dimension.
Listen,
I'm a ghost. I'm actually 350 years old.
Water. Some of my best uncles in my life weren't related to me, but I learned a lot from them. So, Greg, to loop this all out before we close out gaming here and move on, you said earlier, there's nothing really to talk about for PS4. Do you want to rewind the footage and look?
There really wasn't a lot to talk about PS4.
I also have a game, Yakuza, Like a Dragon.
I want to play
that. If you like turn-based RPGs in the essence of Final Fantasy and you like Yakuza, boy, it's a perfect marriage of the two games. Crazy, wacky Japanese mafia story with cool ass turn-based combat that's flashy, dynamic. It does all the cool Yakuza things, like automatically you'll pick up a cone if there's one in the street and just start bashing people with it. And I have such a good fun time with those games. They're not for everybody. I tried to recommend Paradise Lost to the Pastry Kings once, back when he was still a little bit sane, and boy, still lets me hear about that game. The 7 other 1,000 good games he's played with me over the years. Never get credit.
The turn-based RPGs are my thing, but I think I've been on record saying this numerous times that I do want to test out the Yakuza franchise. I know they have, I believe it's a collection series where they have all of them in one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know when it's released or if it's even out now. But I know that's something I've been trying to get my hands on at some point because that's one game I want to try. Is that it?
No, that's 6.
Wow.
That's 6, Song of Life. But I have my favorites are Yakuza 0 is like a must play. Okay. The one, I think Kiwami 2 is supposed to be one of the best. Yakuza Kiwami 2. Then I personally like Judgment, because Judgment, you're not in the Yakuza, but you're in the same world and you play an ex-lawyer who has some law power. And you're trying to like go after the Yakuza and try to, and it's pretty good too. And then this latest one is their attempt to get rid of the real-time action combat, which was a make or break for a lot of people, and it was pretty in depth, and it could get pretty repetitive. I don't think every Yakuza fan is going to like the shift to the turn base. It's a nice, refreshing change of pace. I don't say I hate the old system, but boy, I tell you what, there's something beautiful about. And there's still some action. Think active time battles like Final Fantasy 3, whenever the clock's winding down. But you're not really. You can wait forever, but there's some things, if you speed up, there's some strategy to it other than picking punch enemy. Number one.
So since we're still on the subject, have you been playing anything retro lately? Because I've been playing actually a little bit of retro. And by retro, I'm talking PS2.
I told you last week, me and my brother-in-law, we play retro games like every week almost, but we haven't been Corona kind of makes things tough.
Well, I've been playing, I don't know if you've played it, for the PS2. It was an old British GTA game called The Getaway. And I've been getting back.
I remember it, but it was more like a cinematic GTA. Was it? It wasn't a little bit more. Was it?
No, not necessarily more. It was more of a cinematic GTA. Yeah. But it was just the idea where you can get the shooting. And man, I'm getting all like the old memories back of whenever I was playing this, and I got stuck on this one part. And it's actually a little hard. The driving's weird because it doesn't seem like my car wants to accelerate. So when I'm trying to tail somebody, I feel like I'm going like maybe 4 miles per hour, and they're like zigzagging going 60. But like it's a good one. And I've also been playing a lot of GTA 3. GTA 3 has been something I've been playing on my PS4. And again, the good play all the old nostalgia games. I finally got to this. I got to the second bridge. I'm currently working with the Yakuza. Segue in the Yakuza.
Oh, I remember how you'd have the city would be locked off, and then you'd unlock the next. Yeah.
So I'm trying to go back through and play that. I have GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I'm going back through and replaying those, and I'm also like, because I was sitting around, I was like, one day I was like, man, I haven't played The Getaway in a really long time. I bought it, and I think I played it for maybe 5 or 10 minutes because it's all inverted controls. And I can't change inverted controls on the PlayStation, so it's making it tough. Like even playing Siphon Filter is tough.
Going back and the nostalgia trips are good and bad, and they're memories aren't as good as candy isn't as sweet as you remember it, I guess. But when you were talking about getting nostalgic, like, my collection back here is not really like based on anything but me and what I liked. And I can pick up most of the things behind me and think about something special or why, where I was. Sure. And So those are, it does connect you. I'm looking at I'm building a display case for all my mobile games, my Game Boy games. I'm just looking up some of these cartridges and thinking like, man, this was 1991. I remember reading about this game in Nintendo Power and can't wait till it was, I could go get it. You didn't know when games released back then. It was like going back, it was like the dark ages. And you didn't know. But we were in the damn dark ages in the 80s and up until the end of the 90s,
I think that's my favorite part about being a collector too. Because there's nothing like having a game and looking at it, be like, man, I remember going over to my buddy Chris's house and him and I playing like Mortal Kombat Vengeance for like a couple hours, and we both suck at it, but we always were neck and neck. But we ever played online, we got murked.
Yeah.
And you just like remember those times, just random things you were eating or just things you remember from that time. It's just that's why I love physically owning games, so I can look back and be like, man, I remember those times. Mercenaries was a key one.
Listen, that's me in Mortal Kombat, man. My cousin Chad, I went with my aunt to pick up my cousin Chad at the airport, Pittsburgh Airport. And this is when you could, before 9/11, you could walk all the way to anybody could go to the gates. And they had an arcade there. And I remember Chad might have been leaving and we were like waiting for his flight. He was like, he showed me this Mortal Kombat. It was Mortal Kombat 1. And my 13-year-old fucking mind exploded. And he it only made him cooler because he knew shit. Like this was old to him. This shit was already out in Arizona, man. And everybody knew. And I'm like, and I'm telling you, he froze somebody with Sub-Zero and was sliding and then did a fatality, and I was sold. And I just remember telling people about this game, and only the cool kids knew about it, like Billy Lochner, who had every game.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but you know how I learned about the game Mortal Kombat?
I taught you about it.
No, I learned about it when I was a kid. I first watched the movie.
Quit fiddling there. You're making a bunch of noise. Why are you fiddling with your...
I'm a fiddler, dude.
You know what? You need to... Stop. But, get yourself one of these during this, because sometimes I'll sit under here and spin this, but in what...
Everywhere.
This? I got a problem here, and I'm gonna shake my whole fucking deck. That's why we have these stands. I noticed that when I was editing the last show. You're rocking your fucking microphone, and then every week we're like, "Oh, Greg, no sound. What's wrong? I don't know. I mean, fucking plug it in." Don't touch your microphone. Put it down.
But I first learned about Mortal Kombat by watching the old movie with Shang Tsung. That's why I love sending that one GIF in the group chat.
I would love to talk about that movie because I love it. And they just released the DLC where the actual it's Bridget Nielsen and the actors and the Highlander, and I still cannot fathom you touching your microphone. I can't go on anymore. Stolen Blade, can you help me? He's doing it again. You understand? Everyone hears that. All right. I have to talk about it. Listen, I got to get a sponsor in because this is the story of the century here. Now listen, Greg, we got to talk about where you going. No one can hear you again.
Yes, you can. It's because I keep messing with my mic.
I can hear you now, but it's cutting in and out. I'm telling you. I can't. Now it's out. I can't fucking handle it. I cannot handle this. It'd be nice if we call an engineer down, but the offices are right now. There's an insane person at the offices, and IT's a little busy with him right now.
He's a little overwhelmed. All right, how about now?
I don't even like your microphone sitting there. Get it way away from you, like where no one can touch it. Can we hear now?
Can you?
Yeah, actually, that's good. Don't touch
I like
it.
it, dude, like that. All right.
It sounds
So,
good right there. Anyway,
we
listen,
have a sane asylum going on. What?
I have to talk about. I won't say they're a sponsor yet, but they did send me a test product to talk about.
Oh, nice.
Listen, this is it is by Lenovo. I believe that's how you spell their name. And right now, you can get a Lenovo. I can't see nothing with this light here. Anyway, the box doesn't matter. But anyway, let me tell you about it. It's a zit sucker. It sucks blackheads. All right.
Oh shit.
It's $28.99. It's an Amazon special right now, and if you get it right now, it comes with a free little toolkit, the Tomodone extracting toolkit that's hot, right now. But let me tell you something. I told my wife we're getting one of these, and she said, "Oh, those things suck. They're no good. They never work." Listen, it came last night, and it's like, be careful. Start on setting 1, and you know what? I already have that these things are terrible. All right, and I crank it to 5, and I stick it right to my forehead, and I start going, because I have a scar. When I was a young idiot and thought I was a fucking cool guy, I took my dad's Jimmy and rammed it into a fucking wall because I was trying to impress everybody. All right, so I have a scar. All right, there it is, Greg. Now, the reason why it's so bright right now is because I immediately stuck this thing on there. But let me tell you about the blackheads that this thing pulls out. Greg, I did my it effed my face up because I misused it. Start on 1, folks. I had it up to 5. Listen, this thing. You hear that?
That sounds like 5.
So anyway, I crank it up. And I start there, like I said, but it yanked out some giant, and I was like, holy shit. So then I was doing my nose, and it's not so much that it sucks up the blackhead, it's the fact that it does do enough to pull your skin in there, and that motion puts the right amount of pressure to pop those zits out as they go around this ring. So problem solved. But let me tell you, I'm going to give everyone a live demonstration on... Well, obviously, look at this as a dude. I look like I'm fucking. Listen, I had flashbacks today because I was 16 again with a fucking scar on my head going, I'm an idiot. All right? Fucking, hey, 70 years later, I'm still an idiot with this thing now. But anyway, this is Lenovo. And for $30, $28.99 plus the toolkit right now, free shipping for Amazon Prime. This is a badass holiday gift. And watch, folks, listen. That's 1 right there.
He's got it on 5, folks.
Look, it pulls right there. That's 1. Listen, that's 1. Now I'm gonna crank up to 5.
Here we go. This is where things get crazy, guys.
Can you hear the difference?
I heard the difference.
All right, now listen. This thing, look. It will. Hey, and if you run it right here, it fucking hurts. It hurts so good, but listen, my skin is so smooth, Greg. I have never had I've used those peel strips and had like the little forest on there, and your nose is smooth, yet a little sticky, but now it's beautiful. I mean, I got a little scar. I went a little nuts there earlier.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you went 5.
My wife immediately does this on setting number 1. My wife immediately does this because she knows all about them, and then none of them ever work. She immediately on setting 1 goes, and there was a big red line down her face. And I said, listen, Lenovo, you're way to some fun. Listen, I'm going to tell you what, folks. Get a couple of these change out packs and I'll calm them down, have some swabs, and have your friends a zit picking party this holiday season because this is shit. I wish some of my friends would come over with blackheads right now, folks. Come on over. $30. I'm getting them all for you. You're going to cry a little bit. All right? But we're going to be safe. Wear a mask, though. All right? Well, I'll wear a mask. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works.
Everyone wear a mask. Just wear a mask just to be safe and wear a mask. Folks.
All right. So, all right. Holy
How's
shit.
Your face?
Now, that plug right there came out of left field.
Yeah. Well, how's your face?
It is.
Probably got hit
Well,
by
let me tell
someone
you something. With this thing, this product was so good, I was shocked. All right, I was shocked and in awe, and I didn't see it coming. Just like I didn't see Don Callis maybe becoming the most powerful man in pro wrestling. Segue point, Jason.
Well, my exact words, and
then tell the world what I texted you.
Well,
that's a shoot.
Well, there was a lot. There was a lot that went on. But I don't want to get into the Don Callis thing because I want to segue more so into what really was what the fuck was going on in AEW last night. Sting appears out of nowhere.
Hey, boy. Hey, Josh, you just got an extra point. Ding, 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 ding. Josh predicted that Greg blows over Don Callis, Kenny Omega, and goes immediately to Essing Sting's D is what he said. He has a dirty mouth.
So what I thought was fantastic because I got to follow it in order. I don't want to go. I don't want to. I want everyone to follow.
Right? What do you? What did Tony Khan pay you?
I wish
fuck him and fuck go in order.
But the first biggest what the fuck moment, I literally messaged both Josh and I messaged Jason. I said, "What the fuck is going on?" When I see Sting coming out to help out Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin. So I think if we're finally going to maybe get the whole Darby Allin working with Sting angle that everyone's been talking about on the internet, something I've actually been talking about over the internet. And it was electric. Like literally I was giggling like a little kid. Like it was because I didn't think it was really going to happen. This guy's retired. He's not even supposed to be in a ring, but he's in AEW now. Also,
he can be in AEW because we can do more with you than just making you wrestle. You can be behind the scenes. You can be a coach. Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. We got a home for you here.
Also has the fastest selling merch.
Like they fucking pay me. They owe me fucking money. I brought the Bullet fucking Club to America. You can ask Josh. Actually, RC did. Record. RC did, but he wasn't RC. He was RCC back then before he was RC Dupree, and I had more swag than him back then. Shoot.
So he does have the fastest selling. Oh my God. He has the fastest selling merch on Shop AEW. Literally was probably up maybe seconds after he appeared on AEW. And
Josh said that as well. They made a Pro Wrestling Tees made a tweet about it last night. So that's good. Hey man, good for him. That fucking terrible shitty WWE run that should have sent him off. He'll get sent out. But you know what? Here's all I think is that was the B story because, and we have to, you're right, because here's the thing. Jason Swinchock said here first. Sting said nothing. It's too obvious. It's too obvious Sting comes in and joins the Nightmare family to take on Team Taz because Team Taz is not really a Sting-worthy threat. And that may hurt Brian Cage. And I love those guys. That Cage, boy, what a brute. He learns to talk a little bit. He'll be great. Ricky Starks, what a fucking sweetheart, huh? Oh That's God, a sweetheart in the ring. So smooth. Boy, he is a smooth. When people say smooth as a baby's ass, I've never understood that. But now, when you watch Ricky Starks, I go, that's smooth as a baby's ass right there. So I can't put him up enough. Too. They're not a Sting-worthy threat. This is not. But listen, if you consider the A story of the night and how I started this off, Sting is an omen to a war, and there might be a war brewing. All right? AEW may need Sting's help because he knows about invasions. Mm-hmm. And remember, you're catering to a TNT audience, and we were reminding people of 2001 Nitro.
Many times we were reminded.
We're reminding them of those times. So your audience is 80%, 90%. We're not the WWE crowd. We're the people that are coming back from wrestling. This is the adults that they were teens in the wars, and now they're adults that can pay for the shit. Me and Adam just had a talk about this today. I have friends too, Greg. I can just name drop too. All right. Who's Adam? You'll find.
I know Adam. But I think it was his first appearance on TNT in, I believe, 15 years.
since 2001.
2001, so that would be 19 years.
It's 19 years. Yeah. Show
I
your
didn't
math.
I didn't know they said 15 or I thought they said 15. I could have been wrong. Probably just selective hearing.
Would you like me to show my math and show you how I deduct that?
No, sir. I
It is
didn't.
2000 is actually 2020. Okay.
19 years ago.
Minus 19, Greg. So 0 minus 9. How would you handle that?
You would probably take the 2, make it a 1, and then
You'd borrow. Well, we call that borrowing.
Borrowing, yes.
Okay.
I couldn't remember the terminology. I've been out of school for 10 years.
All right. And then that makes that a 10. And then you have a 1. Huh?
Yeah. Yuzerski.
Then you have a 1, a 0, and a 1. And somehow you end up with 2001 is minus 19. And there it is. Because I just double checked your work. I didn't do your math, but I double checked it. Folks, I don't want to show you all my notes, but show your work.
Yeah.
I preach that, Greg. I agree. I preach that.
That's all good in the hood. It's always good to show the work. Always make sure.
So anyway,
take the time to do your
show up. Always good to see whatever capacity. A lot of knowledge there, a lot of star power that you don't need to cram into a wrestling match. By to quote the good old JR, by God, let's use him right and. No, let's recycle the NWO DX angle that never really existed in a couple fanboys and give it to him 30 years too late.
Yeah, exactly.
And none of us we all went, well, yeah, but Sting wasn't even in the NWO unless you consider Wolfpack. And then why's Xbox on that? Fuck it. Well, so either way.
And then that was probably the most exciting part. Then it segued into Don Callis coming out, which was kind of nice because I enjoyed watching some of the Don Callis, Jim Ross things they did with New Japan. Maybe you can probably tell me better than that. Maybe 5 years ago? They were on the same announce table in New Japan?
Well, they did a couple of Kenny in his matches with Okada, the Arena Maker.
So it was kind of nice to have him on commentary, but when they showed the whole TNA whatever it was on the top there, and I thought to myself, that's interesting. Because you don't see that often unless it really means something. Usually those things are meant to be funny, but that kind of meant something to me.
We just had Billy. Wait a minute, yeah, but hold on. We just had Billy Corgan speaking about the Ring of Honor belts a couple weeks ago via video highlights, but so it's not it's not out of the ordinary.
So then we get the Kenny Omega Jon Moxley match that everyone's been anticipating for years. I was actually watching with a couple of my friends in Discord. I said, enjoy this match because I know I'm going to. So they actually sat there and watched it with me. 2 guys who never watched wrestling before in their life. We sat down and watched this match. It was a typical Kenny Omega match. Starts off a little bit slow. Shops, just screaming at each other, making each other test your mic kind of abilities. Then it goes from that. Then it goes into let me throw you outside the ring and beat you outside. When I said that I was going to beat you inside the ring, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you outside, then throw you back in, then beat you. So the storytelling, and I was telling these guys too while I was watching. I was like, the storytelling is what you're seeing here. You're seeing this guy who said he was going to keep it fresh, but he's going to beat the shit out of him outside, throw him in there, and then that's how he's really going to beat him. So you got to see that part. Then you got to see Kenny Omega start picking up a little bit. Now he's attacking leg. He goes, okay, this guy's trying to beat me in his game. I'm going to try bake it so he can't really walk. So now he's in there just banging that left knee out, kicking it, beating the shit out of it. Many holds. There was a time where I think he was going for the left knee. I don't know if you've seen it in the match, but he went for that ankle lock. I think he meant to go for the left knee, but went to the right. So I'm sitting there getting a good chuckle at that. I was like, I don't think that was planned. I think he wanted to work on the left knee more, but that was just something I may have saw, or it might have even been something that was actually implemented in the match. I don't know. I'm just calling it as I see it, guys.
Yeah.
You got to see him work that a little bit. And then it turned into, Don Callis coming in because there was a bad spot where Kenny actually looked like he may have smacked his head on the concrete right by where the heater was over there on a little spot. Really good spot. I was a little nervous for him myself because, everyone knows how much of a Kenny Omega mark I am. So, I want to make sure that my favorite wrestler is taken care of. He was fine. It was actually all work because Don Callis gets on the mic, screaming, hey, he's hurt. He's hurt. And then all of a sudden, Jon Moxley goes, sucks Don Callis. Mike somehow gets into the ring. Still, that's what Jim Ross is wondering the whole time. Well, how'd the Mike get there?
He threw it to him. I mean,
he threw it to him. He hits him with the thing, hits him with the mic, hits him with the angel. 1, 2, 3. New champ runs out the building with Don Callis.
Looks like he broke his fucking nose.
Mm-hmm. Runs out the building with Don Callis. And
literally like leaves a la Shawn Michaels in the screw job.
Yeah.
Head down, belt up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was meant to look like that. And then Don Callis tweets this morning, AEW screwed AEW. Not Don Callis, which is a quote from who and when.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what? Tell us, Greg. I'll tell you.
The famous Vince McMahon.
There you go. Brett screwed Brett. Okay, that's a quote.
You didn't think
hey, folks, I didn't think he was going to get it, but you did.
Who's one of my favorite wrestlers ever? Who's one of my favorite wrestlers? You know that.
So, Greg, you say I know a lot about you, but I don't. Listen, I'd have failed that question. I said Razor Ramon because that's all you ever talk about.
Well, or the Young Bucks.
This is like, folks, the new name of this show should be the fucking Twilight Zone Returns. Every week we go through just an unbelievable tale.
2020, bro.
Either way, man, I'm excited. The only thing, when he said tune in Tuesday, you shit, I shit, the wrestling world shit, we already knew what the fuck was going on, and all we were like, hey, the 60s and 70s are back in wrestling, and like that reminded me of Flair swooping into a territory, taking a belt and wooing out of there, like whoa. The only thing I have to say is TNA. I'd love to tune in, but nobody, and I repeat, nobody. I took a poll earlier has access. No one has access television.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say that we wanted to go back to what was going on during the whole "what the fuck is going on" text. The exact words were, Josh, I absolutely have no clue. They officially partnered with Impact, and I said some stuff. And then all I hear from our champ here to my left, shut the fuck up, Greg. Spoilers, about 4 or 5 exclamation points, and then he said the word Jeebus with 3 exclamation points. And then that was the end of the conversation because I feel like he still hasn't watched AEW after we even talked about Sting, and I was a little confused.
Listen, the champ won't listen. There's one thing I've done, and I've followed schedules for 40 years of my life. I've been on somebody else's schedule from time to wake up to go. Greg, I am on my own now, brother. All right. And TNA will not dictate when I want, and no one's going to impact. When I watch the show, I watch it at my time, and I like to watch it night, about 11, 12. I like to fold some laundry, take it down for the day, come up with my thoughts, sleep on it, and then write these notes for this show. All right? All right? And you messed my program up.
Oh.
You got to say spoilers.
You know, to be honest with you, I thought you were watching it live.
Then call me and say, hey, you watch. The first question is, hey, you watching wrestling?
Well, next time, you know what? Next time I'm FaceTiming. Next time I'm FaceTiming. I'm getting a 3-way FaceTime.
No, all you have to do is say, hey, you watching wrestling? And I'll say no. And then you go, okay, well, we'll talk about it later. Fuck it, it's good. Hey, it's awesome. I go, okay. That's guy spoiler code. I mean, that's all. You know.
I need to express my excitement.
Listen, we can sit here and talk about how crazy this was. I'm sure. Call. Listen, everybody has opinion on how the crazy this is. The one thing we can all agree on is we don't know what's going to happen. We can speculate, but this ain't a show about speculation because we gotta keep the ball rolling here, buddy. I also want to talk about that no good Johnny Patch and his upcoming match with Bulk. And let me tell you something. This Bulk's a killer. This Bulk
word for Johnny.
Johnny, you can hop it around the ring and send whatever. It might just bounce off Bulk. So, yeah, the offer's still on the table. But if Bulk beats you, then, I mean, you know, your marquee value is just, if you want the champ to pick you up when you already hit the ground, then maybe I can. But damn, you know, sheesh, why slide all the way to the bottom? I'm not saying I'm on Bulk's side, but boy, Bulk's a monster.
I'm gonna
Right?
ride with Johnny Patch till I die, but this is definitely gonna be a real test for Johnny Patch
It
coming up
is.
here soon.
It
You know,
is.
I'm hoping the best for him, and I know he can do it. But I mean, look at the size of Bulk Nasty. It's hard to be intimidated by a guy that big.
You're right. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. I also want to give a shout out. I tell you what, I love the Regulators and that Jock Sampson, but listen to this. I want to say that, when I say reinventing the heel, uh, the banter between him and his wife, Linda, is the stuff of legend. You
Oh, yeah?
understand that she has a Facebook account dedicated to making his life miserable. She records him and makes fun of him about his matches and shit, and then he catches her and screams at her, "You bitch!" and blah 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 blah, and they literally hate each other, and that's the story. And Linda is a fucking angel, and she gets it, and that's some of the best creative shit I have ever seen in my life, and it's all happening in Facebook, folks, because you ain't gonna see it on TV. We're out to bring that small time entertainment. It might be the best you've ever seen. It's coming to you. And that's why you listen to this, other than I'm Handsome Studies show. But hey, Jacques Sampson and his girl, wife, whatever she is, Linda Jane, Greg Adder, and just watch the show. All right, just watch the damn Jacques Sampson and his wife show. It's effing awesome. If you hate Jock Sampson and you want him to lose, so does she. So you'd be on her. She's like the face.
I'll be on her side.
Yeah, you'd love it. You'd love it.
I believe Jack Pollock's got a title match coming up too soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
they also, probably will have it up on the IWC network by the time this is up. Make sure you guys check that out.
Network. So if you don't make the IWC, I don't know how much the pay-per-views are. They quit. I mean, tickets are $25. When we go to the outdoor events, the Wild.
It's so worth it too.
It's such worth it. The value of entertainment you get for the money is not is way. It's such a great value.
You get entertainment, but you also get interaction too. Like the wrestlers are really nice guys. They'll interact with you.
Yeah,
especially Jock, who would just scream at everybody.
Some of them scream at everybody. Huh? Jock's a saint, and you watch your mouth. I'm talking about these bums like Patch. It's Patch and Wardlow running around. Here comes Wardlow saving the day. Huh? Oh, fuck. If Britt Baker didn't come out, I would have been like, oh, Jesus. Huh? Plumber, if Plumber keeps these couple of these people around that business, I'm going to end up buying that business for nothing soon. Huh?
Yeah. We'll see. So,
listen, speaking of being part of fantastic, great things, Greg, the PVGA. We've been on lockdown mode this week, and it ain't because of Corona.
Yes, we got a menace among us, don't we? An insane person running the asylum.
Is he insane?
Yeah, he might be insane. He's telling me his trophy's not made of bronze. He's telling me it's 3 different elements. I can't buy that.
Uh-oh.
Taking the call. Hello, you're live on the To Be Named podcast.
Who's this?
This is the ghost named Greg, my friend.
It's right here. Whose number is this? Is this thing on? Hello?
You're on with us. What's going on?
Hey, who's in charge there?
Probably me. I'm pretty much.
Okay, I'm the one in charge here. Okay, you get it? Hey, Greg, I can put the phone over where he is. I want to see him.
You're on a system.
You point the phone towards him. All right. All right. Is it pointing over at him?
Yeah.
Is it pointing over? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, bring your seat down a little bit. You're higher than me. I don't like the way it is. Okay. Put your seat down, Greg.
Greg. I'm not gonna do that, my friend.
Greg, put your seat
I got more
down.
morals. I got more morals than that. You know.
Greg, why do you let people just call into your show and start bossing you around?
This is what happens when you have a hostile takeover going on.
Well, who is this?
You know who this is. This is the Kings of Spoken. Face your Kings OG here.
Ooh, Pastry Kings. I kind of figured whenever the tone of voice of trying to belittle me.
OG, Greg. Okay.
OG.
Kings OG. The OG stands for the original gamer. All right. I played Pong. You understand that? I played Pong.
Hey, if he played Pong, you probably fucking lost a lot too.
Hey, someone had to say it.
Huh? Yeah.
Huh?
Did you suck at Pong too?
Third place.
He probably got third place in that too. He probably got third place. He's going to get first.
2 places. He always was third, and it was only a 2-player game.
Here's the other thing too. I'm not officially on your podcast, Greg. Okay. This is not an official podcast from the Pastry Kings OG.
No, that's fine.
Okay, you got that? Put that in your notes.
We're never invited, so I guess it works out.
All right.
All right. That is very duly noted,
I'm
my
going
friend.
around all these different places, seeing what's going on while I'm here for a week. What's going on this thing here? What you guys gabbing around about?
No, we just sort of collaborating about our typical PVGA actions. Of the craziness that went on in AEW last night.
Yeah, don't act like you don't listen every week.
True.
I get the cliff notes.
Yeah, you just got to
only the important stuff. I mostly don't hear anything about Greg.
Hey, haters gonna hate, brother. You should get in the same boat as Mark Madden. Maybe get together, get a little hate party.
Oh yeah, maybe get on Madden. You know.
Yeah, get with Mark Madden. You guys have a great conversation.
Be quiet. Let us do our job.
You guys need to talk about. I know you men talked about like all this footage coming in. It's not coming in this week. All right, everybody that submitted footage this week, I had to send them a letter and tell them they had to redo their footage in DOS format. Okay, DOS.
Well, Austin had a hockey match.
You also have to use Paintbrush too. So all that stuff that was sent in, they're going to send it back in a different format.
The Flagship and Austin both had matches that were supposed to go out this week, and
not happening.
they're saying they're not happening. So you know.
Yeah, hey, huh? You hear me? Let me clear my throat because I want to make sure this is really understood. I'm demanding a match, okay? And I'm making all the rules.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much. I'll throw in. You can throw in some rules. And I'll tell you this much. If the PVGA can make it worth my while, and I'll say that the probably number one thing they'll want is for you to get out of the office and probably never come back and then have the place fumigated. All right?
We have to sanitize everything.
You have to do that. That's for sure. Dumps.
Oh, I'm sure they look like rhinoceros dumps.
Right, boss.
Number 2.
Hey, no one's talking to you.
Ooh. Greg, you let him talk to you like a.
You know what? He can do what he wants because right now he's got the hostile takeover. But you know, whenever you shut him up, I'm gonna be there.
I'll consider this match if you relinquish control of the PVGA for now, and we'll see how much that's worth to them. But I'll say that that's probably what they'll want. And then in the end, we'll see if it's if me and the PVGA can get on terms to deal with this. If I can be the exterminator to their little termite problem. All right. So I'm not opposed to this, but we'll have to see. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm not a hero, and nor do I care to be. And then I will say this. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. You just might get it. You just might get it, Greg, right?
Oh.
All right, Pastry Kings.
Yes, Ersky.
Greg.
Nothing, okay? You say nothing.
You know what? Get this guy out of here. We don't need any more of this nonsense. We don't need any more of this nonsense. We're rolling.
You know what, Greg, though? You know what? It's been real. It's been way too long. This is a long episode. I wanted to rush it, but I want to get out of here. Tell everybody what I am. I got a headache.
You are the
hurts.
You are number 1 in the power rankings. You are not number 4. You are number 1, my friend. You are the champ.
I'm the number 1, and right now I have a rematch with that idiot, Blank Bandit. I still have that rematch, and I heard that he heard me say about my mom wanting to get me a personal fighting. She saw that you can get video game coaches, and my mom said, have you looked into this? That's not the bitch got one, and he's coming after me now. Greg, you're the ghost named Greg.
The ghost named Greg.
Where are you at these days? Over on where you at? Yahoo.groups.com.
No, I will always and forever be on Twitter at ghost named Greg. Catch my streams. Hopefully something coming up soon. I know we got the RP City somewhat worked out. Also, make sure you guys check out the Discord. The Discord will be down and below.
All right, then let's. I guess then, Greg, I've been silenced. 1 point to you, even though I had that sweet ass Don Callis segue earlier.
Ass fucking segue.
I'll give a point back to you sooner than that. But you know what, then, folks, it's gonna wrap up on a little bit of game.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. It hurt my head.
The-
My face hurts from this.